Definitely we have a wetter system than we've seen before, and it really comes from the atmospheric river the Pacific Northwest is getting. All that moisture is now streaming to the east associated with this system, so you end up with milder temperatures, more moisture, but that means a wetter snow than we've had recently. So right now, that's why we got the alert day all the way through Wednesday morning. Roads will likely still be an issue in the morning, even if the snow isn't quite falling. Right now, we got snow north of I-94. Between the areas, you still got snow. There's a slim possibility you might get a little mix, but that it's looking less and less likely. South of I-90, it's actually probably snow. Made you turn to wintry mix, to rain, and then back to snow too. So much less precipitation as you go further north, as there will be a little bit of a dry air that will shut the precipitation off for a little bit for areas south of I-90. So that's kind of what we're looking at. Worst conditions obviously are north. This is where most of the snow, and most of it's probably going to fall before midnight. Really, there will be some activity after midnight, but it's more on the lighter side too. Visibility will be pretty high. Further south you go, it tails off pretty quickly until you get towards Prairie du Chien. In those areas, maybe a trace to up to 1 inch too, because they'll see a lot of rain and not much in the way of precipitation either way with this system too as you go further south. Once again, it is on the wet side with the temperatures near freezing. This will help road conditions if the rate doesn't come down as hard, and that's the positive news. Less and less likely, I think we're going to see some icing or some freezing drizzle. There's some areas, Mason City has seen some out to Mankato. So that area basically from Rochester, Austin down to Decorah, you could see a little bit of pockets of this come through here in an hour that could mix it up a little bit, so maybe some freezing drizzle. It's not going to last long, but there is that opportunity to see it. Right now, all the winter weather advisories, you have the warnings for the more snow up further to the north, the advisories to the south due to the combination of snow and maybe a little bit of wintry mix, and to the west, they have winter advisories going for, especially tomorrow, because the winds behind this low are going to pick up quite a bit, 40, maybe even higher. So they could see some blowing and drifting in eastern Iowa, although as you go further east, it's unlikely a little bit because that snowpack is going to form a little bit of a crust layer, given that the temperatures are going to warm above freezing. That kind of inhibits blowing and drifting for the most part too, but still winds will be fairly strong with that. So that's what we're looking at for advisories right now. Cameras right now, you can see overall we got light snow at La Crosse, Winona. Eau Claire has occasionally seen snow become heavy. That means visibility is dropping down to about a half mile. You see temperatures overall mid-20s to low 30s too, and here's that little bit of mix Austin and down to Mason City. So there's going to be that little edge that's going to lift through here before precipitation may shut off. That may bring us a little bit of snow. And still, as you mentioned, all the conditions right now, right there you can see 2 miles Winona. Eau Claire has come down to half mile at times too. Further to the south, you can see all the cameras right now showing about a mile up at Black River Falls. So light snow, but there could be some pockets of moderate. Gets a little messy as you go further south. You can see some drier air here, but half mile down to Preston, so there is some moderate snow flying too. And further to the south, this is the area that's going to be a struggle to see how much actually we get. There's your big system coming through. It's going to come through the area. Right now, as we kind of time through, you can see there's that period of a little bit of mix coming through to about 7 to 10. We shut the precipitation off south of I-94. Further to the east, they continue it. And then as we get later in the night, the temperatures start falling. We're going to see snow coming back in the pictures. It rotates back north to south. So that'll continue to go on through about the morning commute, but it will taper off. The winds will be the story, and notice the temperatures. They're going to be below freezing, so that should create maybe some slick spots, even if you don't get too much in the way of precipitation. Something to keep in mind of the winds on Wednesday will be quite strong. And then the bigger story going forward, we do have some snow accumulation potential Thursday and Friday, kind of more on the fluffy light side of that. And then look at the temps. They plummet down to the teens and 20 belows. Wind chills could definitely get into the 20s to near 30 below Friday night through Sunday. So
yeah, it's one thing I don't like, those wind chills.
Yeah, it's going to be a bitter cold period there. The good news is beyond that, we do start to climb up potentially towards freezing. So
it's a good old 30.
Yeah, a lot of road hazards out there tonight. Worse as you go further north, less as you go further south. So just be aware, and the morning commute is going to be kind of messy probably too.
All right, we'll keep that in mind. Thank you, Greg.